our abilities to perform the most fundamental tasks of government, like rescuing people from a hurricane, which so disastrously 2 years ago turned into an international embarrassment. All of what we used to assume about our government and our country is at risk, and our values are under assault by this administration and their ideological allies. If you look at what they have done, they have put cronyism above competence, and they have put ideology above true leadership. You know, think about it. For 6.5 years, they have had their way with our country. And what has been the result? Concentrated wealth, hoarding power, acting in secrecy, disregarding science, shredding the Constitution, smearing dissenters, going it alone in the world instead of cooperating to find common ground. And that is why so many Americans today feel uneasy. We are worried about the future. The country that invented the future is now wondering what the future holds for us. They believe in government of the few and by the few and for the few, and leadership that is closed to anyone who is not part of their club. They call it the ownership society. They own it, you work for it, at the conditions that they dictate to you. And if you don't like it, well, you're on your own. I call that the yo-yo society. They pull the strings and expect the rest of us to dance to their tune. And look at what is happening. Middle-class and hard-working families feel invisible. They don't feel that their government even sees their problems. It's not even that they feel their pain, they don't even know there is pain. If you don't have health insurance for your sick child, you're invisible. If you're a hard-working single mom and you can't get affordable child care, you're invisible too. If you're a small business owner trying to pay your energy bills, whether it's fueling up at the gas tank or paying for heating or cooling, you're invisible as well. But I never thought I would see the day in America that our young men and women who served heroically and with distinction and great honor would come home and be put in dilapidated facilities, not be taken care of, told to wait in line, be denied the basic compensation that they had earned serving us and wearing the uniform of our nation. Well, for 35 years, I have worked to make sure we have no invisible Americans. I have worked to give children health care and those who are abused and neglected a better chance to have a family that loved and cared for them, to improve education, to work to make it clear that we don't have a person to waste in America, that we need to be visible to one another, we need to listen to one another, and we need to start working together. And I know we can do that again. I understand how difficult the challenges are, but that's who we are as Americans. And there is not a challenge we face that with the right leadership we cannot meet. So what are the changes that we need? Well, we need a 21st century progressive agenda to achieve those 4 big goals that I outlined. First, to restore America's leadership in the world, we should end the war in Iraq and bring our troops home safely and responsibly as soon as possible. We should combat terrorism, retrain and modernize our military, and give our veterans the respect and care they deserve and have earned. Honored to become the president who reaches out to the world again. I won't wait even till I'm inaugurated. As soon as I'm elected, I will ask distinguished Americans of both parties to travel the world, not only to tell governments, but to tell the peoples of those countries that America is back. We want a bipartisan foreign policy. We want to work together. We can't face any of these challenges alone. Second, to rebuild the middle class, we should provide quality, affordable health care for every single American. No ands, ifs, or buts. That is the change that we need. In 2 weeks, I will be outlining how I intend to do that. I am very well aware how difficult it will be, having been through it before. But I am proud we tried to reform health care to provide it to everyone in 1993 and 94. And this time we will get the job done, working together. We need world-class education, starting with universal pre-kindergarten. We have to change No Child Left Behind so that it actually works for our teachers and our students. We need to make college affordable again. That is one of my principal goals. And let's not forget all of the decent, hard-working young people who don't go to college. Let's give them some skills training, apprenticeship programs, and give them the kind of futures they deserve to have. We have to create new jobs to keep our economy dynamic, and I think we can do that. It'll not only be good to rebuild the middle class, it will give a way into the middle class for the poor. And we can never forget those who are poor among us. But the best answer to poverty is a good job with a rising wage that give people dignity and respect and make them feel that they're part of America again. So what we need to do is let's rebuild our infrastructure. Let's have a new energy policy and a global warming policy that will put millions of Americans to work again. And if we promote scientific innovation, including stem cell research, and if we get back to permitting and encouraging people to organize and bargain together and to have the right to a union, we will see what happened in the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s happen again. We will see that tide that lifts all those boats, and people will feel that once again America is working for all of us. And that is my goal. And while we're at it, we're going to return to fiscal responsibility and protect and preserve Medicare and Social Security so they're always there. What President Bush has done is to have two overwhelming goals. Really, I can't find any other goals but these two. Number one, tax cuts for the wealthy. And number two, the war in Iraq, no matter what happens and what the evidence is. And how has he paid for it? Well, he hasn't done what every other president did when he took us to war. He has put it on the credit card. He has borrowed from the Social Security Trust Fund. And he has borrowed billions and billions of dollars from foreign countries. We cannot rebuild the middle class if we are in debt to China and other countries. And we're going to get back on the road to fiscal responsibility.